Oh, hi, Flavor Bob again. Um, I'm feeling good today. I wanted to talk about something that I don't think we talk about very often, or I used to think there was nobody to talk about it with me because whenever I would bring it up, it makes people so uncomfortable. Um, you can tell that people want you to switch the subject or change it up. And you guys let me know in the comments if you've ever felt this way and what do you do about it? I actually don't have the answers for it. I just go home and play with my dollies to fix it. I know it sounds funny, but I still have my Cabbage Patch from when I was 8 years old. I'll show her maybe one day. But I have had these dolls for a while. And I don't know if it's some kind of therapy, but it works for me. So it's like you want to blend in with everybody and you're trying to make friends or you're trying to get to know people. This could be at a new job. This can be at a barbecue. This can just be just your first time meeting someone. And it's so awkward, right? It can actually bring on anxiety and you have to be super confident. So I'll tell you what I think we should stop doing to each other and maybe how maybe we can make it better a little bit. I'll let you know. I'm coming to YouTube looking for answers too, looking for people who are kind of like me, if that makes any sense, or people who've gone through the things I've gone through and how do you guys figure it out? Okay, so Flavor Bomb Nudie. Okay, so I'm in the pink dress. Okay, and she's in the gold dress. Right. So this is Flavor Bomb, and let's call her Rice Cakes. I actually like rice cakes, but I don't like them if I don't have anything to drink. They're quite dry. So she's Rice Cakes, and this is Flavor Bomb, and so I'll show you how the interaction goes, right? I'll let you guys know how it goes. So, Flavor Rice Cake. Hi, how are you? Oh, I'm okay. So, what's your name? My real name, right? So, you're talking about Flavor Bomb, but Flavor Bomb is going to tell Rice Cake her real name. So, my name is... Oh, really? What does that mean? Well, it actually means the wife of God. What? Ugh. Oh, what? Oh my gosh. And yeah, I know. My mom had high hopes for me. So off the bat, right? We know something's different. I'm uncomfortable. The other person is uncomfortable. Okay, so let's get back to the rice cake. Oh, okay. So how many kids do you have? None. What? None? What are you gonna do when you get older? Who's gonna take care of you? What? Can you have kids? What's wrong with you? What? Ooh. Yeah, I can have kids. I just don't have any. Ooh. Okay. All right. So that's a very personal question, and then when you're attacked on that right off the bat, once again, you're feeling weird and you know something's off. So, rice cake. So, how many brothers and sisters do you have? None? What? You're the only child. You don't have any brothers or sisters? What was your mother thinking? What? Yeah, so, ever since I was a kid, right, I remember being in school. And when they found that out in school, that you're the only child, woo, baby. Let's just say there's not too many other kids in the classroom like you. Here we go again. Oh, you're the only child. Oh, okay. So, are your mom and dad still together? Oh, my mom's deceased, and don't really know my dad. What? So you don't have a mother or a father? Oh, so how did your mom die? When did she die? What made her die? Well, where did you go and live? How old were you? That's super intrusive. Now the anxiety is through the roof. You know that this whole thing is going wrong. This keeps happening over and over and over again whenever you meet somebody. So then it's like, okay, well, do you know your grandma or do you grandfather? No, I don't. What? So I'm not in the state that I was actually born in. Right out. Shout out to Los Angeles, California. Shout out to LA. I was born in Cedars-Sinai Hospital. What? You were Los Angeles, California? What are you doing here? And that's usually, thanks, Rice Cake. Appreciate you. Oh, Flavor Bomb. You're going to figure it out. So that's how usually my interactions go upon meeting someone, right off the bat, right? They want to know your name. If the name is odd, it's a problem. They want to know how many kids you have. You don't have any kids, that's a problem. They want to know about your parents. If you don't have them, that's a problem. Then they try to figure out, do you have uncles and cousins and grandparents and all of that? That's a problem. If you're not from that state and town where you were born and raised there, that's a problem. And only a few people at that job or at that barbecue or where you just met really want to interact with you. So different. And even if you meet someone who's kind of like you, they never really get you, right? And you just know, it's a problem. And people act like they'll still be cool with you afterwards, but it's like upon meeting, if your name, is not Sally Jane or, Tasha, Keisha, shouts out to Keishas and Tashas and Jades. But if you have a name like that, and so that's why I'm Flavor Bomb Moody. That's why I'm like, man, I can never fit in with anybody. I can't even find anybody. And then sometimes I can tell people will try to act like it's okay, but the next time they see you, it's not okay. They group up with other people like them. You come through the door, everybody's on their phone. Sometimes they speak, sometimes they don't. 1 minute they're ignoring you, the next minute they're high-fiving you and hugging you. 1 minute they see you, the next minute they don't. It's hard. And so I'm like, man, I can't find anybody who you don't even have to understand a person. Just don't judge them. We don't all have to understand each other personally, but that judgment, right? That's what I never liked about being a kid. I remember that. So I said I was never going to forget what it felt like to be a kid. And even as an adult, I'm still right here. I just feel so awkward, so different. And so where else can I go? I came to the internet. Do you guys know what to do? What do we do? How do you find people who are either they're different or they're not? Maybe they are. They have more in common with everybody else, but they're not judging you, right? Looking down on you or thinking, something's wrong with you. How do we find our tribe? How do we find our family? How do we find our friends? And then how do we stop them from switching up on us when they get around people who are more like them? So I came to the internet. I came to the internet. I came to YouTube. I don't know if somebody in India, in Asia, I don't know, Timbuktu, I don't know what country, what state. Are there some people out there like Flavor Bomb? People who don't really fit in? And are you being attacked? Are you being ignored? Are you being picked on? Is everybody telling you, well, it's your fault. You're so weird. You're so different. And no matter what you do, what you try to give or share, it's still a problem. That's a problem. We need to stop that. The grown-ups, you guys need to stop that. And I have two girl dolls, but guys do it too. You know what I mean? Guys do it to me, right? This can happen to anybody, but it's just not. I'm not just saying that women judge you like that. It's just a normal thing, and I wish we could normalize getting to know a person without judging them on their name, their birth name, judging them on how many kids they have, or if they have, judging them on their family background. That is so shallow. That's so wrong. It's heartbreaking. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what you're missing out on by getting to be friends with somebody who's not like you. And you may say, well, Flavor Bomb, you need to just do some work. You know, you need to hear. Oh, I've been to the psych ward. I've taken my psych meds. I've had therapy. I had to have it. You know, because, you know, where do you go on Thanksgiving? You know, where was I supposed to go? On my birthday and holidays, what was I gonna do? So I went in, I seek the help, and of course my Creator, you know, is always there with me, and I pray and I fast. You know, maybe like get a dog or something or a cat, you know, but you crave human interaction. And then if people do say they'll be friends with you, then they'll kind of like hold it against you if you don't do whatever they want you to do. Like, oh, well, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. Well, you know you don't have this or that, so I'll just leave you out in the cold. It's kind of like they have one up on you, so you got to be like a little puppy dog and do whatever they say, or else you're going to be alone again, right? And they know you don't want to be alone again, so you got to do whatever they say. That's so messed up, man. That's messed up. But I have spent a lot of time by myself, you know what I mean? And I've read books. And like I said, I say Flavor Bomb is taking her psych meds, you know. And they tell you the same thing when you're a little kid. Don't worry, you'll find somebody who wants to play with you. Don't worry, you'll find somebody, you know, who understands you. But most people, they really don't. So put it in the comments if you've ever felt really different. I mean, really different. And you just knew you weren't the same. And no matter how nice, I used to buy things for people. Literally give them money. And I used to give out door keys to my house, let people move in with me. Let them and their families move in with me. Their families and their kids. And just try to let them know that, hey, I can share everything I have with you. I'm a really nice person. Baby, that did not work. Looking for love in all the wrong places. And I'm not perfect. I'm definitely not perfect. But it's like, man, where do I find? You know what I mean? So this is kind of just me being vulnerable. I am a confident person. See, I'm not shy, right? I have my own style. But this is the vulnerability, right? Because I'm nude with it. Flavor Bomb is nude with it. And that's what I'm looking for. They probably shouldn't go to the internet looking for love and understanding, right? But I don't know where these videos might end up, right? Nova Scotia, Denmark, France, Italy, Mexico. Like, where's the tribe? Where are the flavors, right? And what are we supposed to do about the way you meet people? They judge you by your name. They judge you by their kids. They judge you by your family, you know, and not to even get started on then how you dress and your style, right? And they judge you by, you know, where you were born, what state you were born, what city you were born. How do you get out of that, right? How do you find friends? How do you find your family, right? If you don't have those people there, you don't have that support. So I don't really have the answers, right? But you know, I will tell someone to kiss my shaded cheeks in a minute. You can kiss those dark cheeks. But you know, I'm coming to the internet. I'm coming to YouTube to figure out, like, man, maybe I can send like a beacon out there, you know, just for some kind of network of support and friendship. My line of work, I don't know, is it because me feeling so weird and different. I actually went into the service industry. I thought, like, I don't know, maybe I was being punished for something. Maybe I should just serve people, give back to people. So I've spent like the last 20, 25 years in the service industry, kind of like a fine dining server. And I spent all day long running to bring people their glass of wine, bring them their salads, bring them their steaks, bring them their soups. And, the soups, it's cold. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm so sorry, sir. I'll go get you another one. This wine, it's flat. Oh, okay, don't worry about it. I'll go get another one. Literally all day long, working doubles. That's what I did. Just going to serve people, just give. I thought like maybe, God, would see me, or maybe the spirits would hear me if I just spent years and years and years trying to give and serve people, and it did work out. I had really good tips. I got really good tips. I was a really good server. But when I got home, I was still trying to serve people, and it seemed like I could never get that back, though. I could never get it back. So even in my line of work, and so I was told, why don't you start a channel? Why don't you get on the internet? Maybe you can find people like you. Maybe you guys can figure it out. So, let me know what you do. And I'm not saying it's on purpose, Alicia. I know when someone's different, you're like, they're different. But we gotta stop judging people by their names and their kids and where they were born and their family. We gotta stop doing that, because we're all individuals on the inside. That's not really what makes you. And some people are like, oh, I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm an aunt, right? Or I'm a father, and I'm a brother, and I'm an uncle. But who are you? Like Alice in Wonderland. Who are you? I didn't ask you about your kids or your brother or your father. Who are you by yourself? What is your flavor? I don't think a lot of people have one. Their flavor is their children, their families, their name, where they were born. But outside of that, they don't know who they are. And that's scary. That is scary. And I just want to bring awareness to that. And when you meet people, maybe you can try it. Don't just automatically start judging people because, they don't have a family or they don't have kids or their name. Stop doing that. Like, that's not right. In your mind, your spirit, that's not cool, right? You know that's not right. And as little kids, we knew that people were picking on people when they did that. If you were different in the classroom. And that's why I never wanted to forget what it felt like to be a kid. A lot of you guys are grown-up bullies, and you're very mean. You're grown-up bullies. You're not very nice people. And that's why I don't like a lot of grown-ups. I don't like them. But I have found some people that are cool, some people that rock with me, and they know who they are, and I really appreciate them. But I'm looking for other people. And how do you deal with that upon the initial meeting? I'm talking about right out the gate. And I already know every time it's time for me to meet somebody, every time it's time for me to go somewhere, every time I go to a different job, right? Even if you go to church, every time upon the first meeting, instantly, boom, it's a problem. You can see it in the eyes, the judgment. Why we all gotta be the same? Why we all can't be different? So, this is Flavor Bomb being a little vulnerable, and letting you know that I'm really odd, I'm really different, and I don't want to change it. I can't change it. I don't want to be like everybody else. But upon meeting somebody, the next time you meet somebody for the first time, don't go into that like that. What does your name mean? Oh, how many kids do you have? Stop doing that. A lot of that stuff is none of your business. That's super intrusive. Well, why don't you have kids? Well, what about your mother and your father? Where do you work? Oh, what made you do that? That's super intrusive. Y'all don't know how to get to know each other on a lighter note. Or maybe just like, I like you. Remember how we were when we were kids? When we were kids, right? You met somebody at the park, you didn't ask them all of that. You just liked them because they was on the swings and you was on the swings, right? They was on the seesaw, you was on the seesaw. You didn't immediately go into that, and we lost that. So it's just Flavor Bomb coming to you. And the next time you meet somebody, try not to go right into that. Like, there's a different way to ask those questions. Or maybe you should just get to know them first before you start asking anything. You gotta, you should earn that information. It's none of your business, right? You don't even know how to pronounce the person's first name. A lot of people, they wouldn't give me the respect of learning how to pronounce my first name before they got to judging me. And that's not cool. But what is cool is I believe there's somebody, or there's a few somebodies, right? There's some flavors out there who understand what I'm talking about. Maybe you're a little different. Maybe you're a little weird, right? Maybe you like to dress differently. My style of dress is it's kind of sporty. It's kind of super feminine, and I like to accessorize, right, with things. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you're doing too much." You know, you can't never just put on a t-shirt or something. Why don't you bring it down? Maybe there's some people like me. Maybe you have a different funky style. Maybe you talk a little different. Your voice has a certain quirk to it. Or, you know, maybe it's something you like to do, a hobby that people don't support as an adult. Like, why are you doing that? I'm looking for those people. I want to connect with you guys. And maybe you can teach me, you know, how not to always be so odd. And if you are odd, that's okay. You don't have to be like all of the rest of the guys in the room, all the rest of the men in the room. You don't have to be like all the rest of the women in the room. We don't have to stay locked in those boxes that our culture says we have to be in, or that our gender says we have to be in, right? Who knows how long you're going to be on this planet? Who knows when life is going to be over? And how dare people try to make you feel bad about some things that you can't even control. Oh, some things you can't even control, right? They have no right to do that. All of our lives are precious, and we don't know how long we're going to be here. We have the right to feel safe and supported and uplifted, no matter how different we are, right? We're in America. The melting pot, is it really the melting pot? Are you allowed to be different? Supposed to be. And in my history, nope, not really. Cap, you're not allowed to be different. You're not allowed to be not like everybody else in the world. So how do you guys deal with that? Let me know in the comments. Share me with other people who, for whatever reason, you know, they feel odd. They feel left out. They feel purposely ignored. You know, share me with them. You know, even if we can just sit around each other and eat marshmallows. I like toasted marshmallows. We can just sit around each other and eat toasted marshmallows and just talk about how different we are, right? And maybe, like I said, the way they like to dress, maybe the way they like to dance, or maybe, you know, maybe even it's even something someone has told them is a handicap. You know, how do we deal with that? Right? How do we feel loved and appreciated and not so odd? I mean, people will accept a dog faster than they'll accept a human. That's different. That's really wrong. And I don't know how to fix it. I did take all my psych meds though. I did take my psych meds. And you know what? I used to be a heavy drinker. I stopped drinking. I don't drink alcohol anymore. Because I used to look for it in liquor. I stopped smoking. I used to smoke several things. I used to smoke several things. I stopped smoking. I stopped drinking. I told you I had lost, gosh, I'm sweating. I'm kind of nervous discussing this. So, you know, it makes me feel vulnerable. But I stopped eating a lot of foods that I was eating. I lost like 60, 70 pounds. So I feel like I did as much as I could, right? I prayed to God. I fasted. I stopped smoking. I stopped drinking. I stopped eating the garbage, right? I don't really like hang with people. Nobody can tell you the last time we hung together or the last time I came to their house or they came to my house. I secluded myself and I prayed and I fasted and I prayed and I fasted. And so now I'm flavor bomb because I had wanted to start a channel. I wanted to come on the internet a while ago, but I didn't want to come drunk. You know, I didn't want to come high. Right? I didn't want to come, I'm still not in the shape I should be, right? But I didn't want to come out of shape like how I was. You know, I didn't want to come without going to get some professional mental health. Right? So I did all those things. So now I'm ready to reach out to you guys. I'm ready for you guys to reach out to me. So this is my energy that I'm carrying. This is my aura that I'm carrying, right? It has no alcohol in it. There's no drugs in it, right? I do like ice cream. I love cheese sticks. I like it from White Castle. But I do, sometimes, most of the time, I'm not eating like that. I pray daily. I fast. Like once every 2 weeks, I fast. I don't eat like that. When I'm on YouTube, right, and the content that I consume, I try. It's always like positive, and so this is who I am now. So now I'm like, okay, now I'm ready. At first sometimes we're asking for stuff we can't even give, but now I'm ready to give. This is my best self. That I've never been like this before. Like living like how I'm living before. So this is, man, I don't to keep waiting and waiting. Just for the record, I am 46 years old. I thought a lot of my content would go to people over the age of 45, right? So, let's see. My mother has been deceased since I was 17, right? We all been to funerals before, right? So there's that front row. Usually you sit on that row with somebody. So even during the mourning process of my mother, I sat on that front row alone, right? And so I've been lost for a long time. And this is the closest I've ever been to. I don't know, should I wait till I'm 50 to start the channel? 60? Like I said, I'm 46 years old. So I'm starting it now. And I'm just looking for some people who are kind of like me. Or just, do you feel me? You understand me? And what do we do about things like this? Are there some books I should be reading? Let me know in the comments if there's some spiritual books or maybe they're about women or femininity, or maybe it's not about women, men. If you guys know something that maybe I could learn from, if you're feeling like how I feel, what else should I be doing? Like I try my best to better myself. What else should we be doing? I feel the elbows again on the cheeks. I should be doing squats. That's what I should be doing, some squats, right? But I got some weight, so I'm gonna bulk it up. But what can we do so we're not so dependent on others in the room to validate us, but where we feel connected, uplifted, and supported like we belong without being like everybody else? Because that's a wrap. That's not gonna happen. I can't be like everybody else. I don't want to be like everybody else. They remind me of those grown-ups when I was little. I promised I would never be like that. So I hope you, I don't want to say I hope you understand this feeling, because this feeling, it's a crazy feeling to be on this planet, but not to feel like you're on this planet or you must come from somewhere else. You're too different. Like, man. So hopefully you don't feel like this, but if you do, tell me what you did or what you're doing so you're not always in that secluded place, right? Or you don't have to feel like people can put you in that secluded place. I want to say like, share, and subscribe, right? That would be nice if you liked it and you shared it and you subscribed. It would really be nice to for you guys to know that I really believe, seriously, health is wealth. It really is, and wealth is health. So before we go out in the world looking for anything from anybody, let's try our best to work on ourselves to be the best person we can be. Like I said, I'm not there at all, but I try my best, man. This is the best lady I can be right now. Okay, so health is wealth. Wealth is health, and okay, I'm gonna say it. Subscribe. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and share. And thank you for listening to Flavor Bomb News.